Today is an exciting day because we're going to be installing some Do88 intercooler piping on my 2003 Saab 9.3. This is not only going to be a huge cosmetic upgrade to the engine bay, but it will also have some performance implications as well. Let's unbox that box of parts sitting right there, and I'll show you all what we're going to be doing. In our box, we have a full intercooler piping kit. So this intercooler piping is a mix of 2.5-inch aluminum, very beautiful as you can see, along with silicone hoses. So this is going to be replacing the plastic and rubber hoses from factory, which, if your car is like mine, might be getting to that age where it's beginning to dry rot and fail. And then we have some hose clamps and a couple of pieces of hardware that we're going to be using as well. Very quickly, to visualize how our intercooler piping is routed, you have the turbo back here. Air comes down through the turbo underneath the engine and over here into the intercooler. It then goes through the intercooler, comes back out, and it goes up here and into the throttle body. Here's the turbo side, comes down underneath the engine and then around into the intercooler. Out the other side of the intercooler, this side is going to come up towards the throttle body and then into the throttle body. So you can see we have 6 pieces total we need to replace. First thing we need to do is get the car up in the air, and we're going to be doing a lot of work underneath. If you couldn't guess, today's video is sponsored by Do88. I want to thank them for sending out these parts. They make fantastic quality parts for 9.3s, 9.5s, classic 900s, NG 900s, even a lot of non-Saab cars. Anything from intercoolers, which I have their bigger intercooler on this car already. You can check that out in the top corner. One of the best mods you can do with these cars. Air intakes, radiators, radiator hoses, intercooler hoses, and a whole lot more. So if you're looking for any of those parts for your Saab or any of your other cars, you can click the link at the top of the description, visit Do88 site. Our first step underneath here is going to be removing this under tray here. This is just held on by a variety of 8mm screws. Good view of our Do88 intercooler right here. So here is one intercooler hose you can see starts heading up towards the front of the engine. And then our other intercooler hose goes into this side and runs underneath the engine as I was showing earlier. So I'm going to start by undoing the 2 hose clamps on here. We should have just enough room to get up in there with a 7mm to loosen both of those. Up on the oil pan and engine, there are 2 13mm bolts that hold this pipe in. I'm going to remove those next. So now we're following this pipe up to the turbo, and I honestly cannot see where that hose clamp is at. So you might notice there's a little bit of a heat shield that we're going to need to reuse that's on this charge pipe. That little silver piece right there. So that hose clamp you see at the bottom holds that on. I'm going to start by removing that first. And that heat shield is a pain to get that hose clamp off. When I put this back on, I'll definitely be repositioning this clamp in a better way. It's just really tight up there. Now I can at least see my hose clamp up there for the turbo, so I'm going to try and take that off now. I think it's going to be easier from under here versus up top. There we go. I'm gonna loosen this hose clamp real quick just to make it easier. On that turbo hose, I ended up taking just the bottom clamp off. There was just no way I could reach the top clamp, but now with all this out, I can really get up in there easily and get that top clamp to take the rest of that hose off the turbo. Thankfully, I could get the impact on it, because that other hose clamp fought me with a ratchet. All right, that is 1/2 done. Let's finish up the throttle body half. Up here, I'll start with the engine cover, just a 3 T30 Torx, and we can begin removing the intercooler piping that goes to the throttle body. You might be wondering what the reason is for doing an upgrade like this. Well, it's really twofold, as I alluded to in the intro. One is, at least for me, part of the reason is aesthetics. I think it just looks so awesome. I already love how my engine bay looks, and these couple of Do88 mods that we're going to be doing are just going to make the engine bay look even better, and I just can't wait for the finished result. But if you're someone who doesn't care about aesthetics, this can also have some performance gains as well. You can see this rubber is just very old, and when I squeeze it, you can see how dry rotted it is. So this is definitely ready to be replaced, but you can also see just how pliable this is. So this is fine for factory boost pressures, but as you tune your car, even with the stock turbo like mine is, you're making more boost, you're making more power. These lines or hoses can be susceptible to squeezing in or deforming or not allowing proper airflow through the intercooler, the charge pipes, etc. Here's the Do88 replacement. You can see how much sturdier that is. Just one hose clamp on the throttle body there. This hose can really get stuck on here sometimes. If you're wondering what's going on here, I actually did an ECU relocation on this car not too long ago. A great modification to help preserve your ECU. So it relocates the ECU from right here to up over here. You can barely see it off camera there, but that's a great little mod you can do as well. You can check out the video in the top corner if you'd like to learn more about that. And just stick a paper towel in here just so we don't get anything bad in the throttle body. We have one bolt there at Torx holding this plastic hose to the fan shroud, and then we're going to unplug that sensor. I think removing the sensor from the hose is going to be a lot easier with it out of the car. So we're just going to unplug the wiring harness for it as well as that vacuum line. So now all I need to do is go underneath and undo that last little hose clamp, and we can pull this out the rest of the way. So I pulled the hose off the intercooler. You can see right there in the middle of the screen, I'll put an arrow on it, there is a 10 millimeter, and that is the last bolt holding this plastic pipe in, and then we should be able to remove everything. There's one out, and this plastic one is a lot easier to grab from up top here. So there's a good view of those two mounting points. They're both on the fan shroud. For some reason, one was a 10, one was a T25. Another benefit to the Do88 set is just the diameter of the piping. Like I mentioned earlier, it's all 2.5 inches, and there's the factory piping. I don't know what size that is, maybe 2 inches. But you can see it's a pretty big difference. If you open up your hose clamps here, you'll see that there are 3 different sizes. You have a bunch of these 60 to 80 millimeter hose clamps. You have one 70 to 90 millimeter, and then you have one 40 to 60. So the 40 to 60, pretty clear where that goes. That goes on the smallest side here, which is going into the turbo. The 70 to 90 looks like it goes on the throttle body here, because I can tell this outlet is just a little bit bigger. If I try to put the 60 to 80 on there, it'll fit, but it's pretty tight. So 60 to 80 is gonna go on everything that's not the throttle body and the turbo. And we just need to swap over this sensor real quick. There's a couple Torx to take that off, and then we have some nice new shiny Torx to install it on the new pipe. The last little note about this kit is you can use this kit with either the factory intercooler or the Do88 intercooler. The Do88 intercooler has bigger outlets, inlets and outlets, which match this piping here. However, if you still have the stock intercooler and want the aesthetic upgrade, you can do that just when you order it. There's an option. Make sure you order it with that correct option. Let's get this cleaned up because this is really gross compared to our new shiny pipes. Start by feeding the middle pipe down through here. One important thing to note is this metal pipe does not have any connection points to it in the same way that the factory pipe does. We've got that roughly in position there. Let's stick this guy on. And it looks like I installed the sensor upside down. It's going to be quite tough to plug in. You can see it's also just facing backwards, so I'm going to flip that around the other way. And we'll plug in that vacuum line. We can head underneath and connect the last one. Now you could take the bumper off to make this a lot easier, but I'm gonna make it harder on myself. It's very important we get these seated on here fully. You can feel where the rib is at the edge of the pipe. You wanna make sure there's plenty of space between that and the edge of the hose, and that the hose clamp is perfectly on there, because that's what's really gonna hold this on when it's under a lot of boost pressure. So I'm checking that on both sides right now. Next, I'm going to tighten down these two and then go back up top and tighten down those as well, and we'll be fully done with this side. So quick update actually. I, for the life of me, could not get that hose clamp tightened with the bumper on. It's just way too tight. My hands are getting cut up. It's impossible to fit anything in there. So pulled the bumper off real quick, very easy to do, and then pulled off this little shield that goes in right here, and now I have great access to that. So I'm gonna redo all that now, and then we'll move on to the other side. Now let's begin on the turbo side. I'm gonna start with the hard part, which is gonna be getting this hose on the turbo just because of where it's located. So I'm gonna start solely by getting this piece on the turbo. After we do that, we can connect the metal pipe, and we can use this hose clamp for that. And then we're going to reuse the original hose clamp for the actual heat shield. So I'll put a picture on the screen of what the heat shield is supposed to look like, but essentially it's going to go on the side where the exhaust is. We're going to have a separate hose clamp that's going to hook in right there and just hold the heat shield to the metal pipe. So each one of these, as I get them tight, if I can't see it perfectly, I'm feeling around it to make sure that the hose clamp is fully over the lip of the turbo or pipe or whatever it may be. And then also that the hose clamp is parallel to the hose, meaning it's not on crooked and slipping off one side. And I like to give it a good tug at the end too to make sure it's not going to come off. So I'm sliding one hose clamp on here. That's going to be used for the heat shield. I have my bigger hose clamp. It's going to hold the metal pipe into the intercooler hose. So what I'm first going to do, I think, is just get this up in here. Getting your hand up through here is impossible. There's just no room. You can see I do not have this in the final position yet. It's rubbing against this mount here, but you can see that my arm is actually going through this opening in the fender well here. And that's the only way that I can get my ratchet up there to tighten it down. Camera just won't focus up there, but I'm gonna do that for the heat shield as well. All right, so here's the best shot I can get of it. So you can see we have our two hose clamps, one on the turbo, one on the intercooler pipe, and we have our third hose clamp that just holds on the heat shield, and that heat shield is facing right there towards the exhaust. Gonna stick on our two 13 mils to line this up with the oil pan, and we can put on our last hose. So I will say the fitment of this metal pipe is a bit tough. I've been able to get one of these bolts to line up perfectly. This other one I might be able to get to line up. If not, I'm just gonna have to run without it. We'll also say that right up here, I am struggling a little bit with this hose. So with where this hose is at, it wants to run directly on top of the subframe. However, the way the metal pipe is shaped, the metal pipe wants to run right there. So as a result, the hose comes in at an angle like this and the pipe is like this. So I was able to get it to fit by putting it on that side first and then pulling it over to the intercooler side and getting it on the intercooler. However, now you can see it's on there and it's a little bit sketchy, so we might have to readdress that after I drive it and see if it blows off or not. But that is about the best I could do. And then we got a couple more hose clamps to tighten up. A little bit of last minute reassembly, and I'm going to clean up all this stuff that I've gotten grease all over, and then we should be good to let it start and see how it drives. I did only manage to get one of these two 13 millimeters back in. The other one is close. If I really wanted to, I could drill out the hole on the Do88 pipe and make it a little bigger, and it would probably fit. I don't think it's worth the effort. One other thing is, because my car is an early 9.3, it has this extra torque arm right here. And the pipe is rubbing against that torque arm pretty severely. So I just got a little bit of spare vacuum line I had and slid it onto that to provide a little buffer, just that way it doesn't rattle or it doesn't damage the new intercooler pipe. But without further ado, let's finish our reassembly. So I'm going to throw our under tray back on real quick, as well as the engine cover. All right, there we have it. That is job done. Before I put the engine cover back on and cover up part of this beautiful piping, wanted to show that off. I am pretty happy with the results of this. Oliver is pretty satisfied as well. He was a big help today. You guys might have seen him in the background of some clips. But big thank you again to Do88 for sending these parts out. If you need any cooling needs for your Saabs, you can check them out, linked at the top of the description. Just a great cosmetic upgrade that's going to pair very well with another cosmetic and performance upgrade sitting in that box right there. That'll be coming in a video very soon. For now though, that's all I have for today. I am disgusting, really greasy and gross, so I need to go clean up. But thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you all very soon in another video.